Right, hello and welcome to this week's angling blog. This week you join me on the banks of the River Ribble and we're in search of silvers on the stick float. It's been a long week in work this week. I've been dying to get back out on the bank and it's Sunday morning. I'm on the bank with my Uncle Azza and hopefully in this vlog today we can just get a bend in the rod on one or two fish on the bank. So with the condition of the river today, it's going to be really hard I think. It's low, clear, and we've had no rain all week. There's no tides today either to put a bit extra water in. So yeah, as you can see behind me, the banks are quite busy. So I'm expecting it today to be quite a hard day. Before we do get into this week's blog, again, I just want to say thank you to everybody that subscribes to the channel, enjoys the videos, leaves the videos a like. It really is appreciated, and tight lines in your fishing. And if you do enjoy the video, please leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel. So the rod we're going with today is my 17-foot carbon active Preston rod. So the reel that we're going with today is a Abu Garcia closed face reel, the 507, and it's actually a present from Gary Williams, who we go fishing with quite a bit. And yeah, really beautiful piece of kit, and thank you very much, mate. It's a piece of kit that whenever I use it, I remember all those good times that we have on the bank together. So yeah, hopefully he'll be back out with us next week, making him sound like he's dead there a bit, like, but yeah. Thank you very much, mate, and I'm going to enjoy using it today. Because the river is so low, we're going to be going a bit further out today. So I've gone with a 1.6 gram fine liner float from Cordon. I've got that down to a bulk shot of Dinsmore weight, and that's down to a 1 pound 6 ounce hook link and a size 20 hook. Quickly looking at the side tray, nice and simple. We've got some maggots, we've got some of the hemp from Hinders, and behind me I've got some bread as well if we want to mix that up. As you can see, the river is really low. When you think about it, in sessions gone by we've caught fish here when there is a bit of water and a bit of colour. You can see they're regulars to the channel will remember the tuft, and we normally get bites level with that. Today we're going to be just going round about here where that shadow starts, and that's the line we're going to be going down. I said at the start it's not going to be easy. You can see there the depth that we've got, what, maybe 3-4 foot. So yeah, fingers crossed, if there's numbers of fish here, we've got a chance of getting 1 or 2 bites. We've got a nice upstream wind, but as you can see as well, the bank's very busy. We'll be nice and positive with the hemp to begin with, lining up with that gentleman over there. We've got a nice bed, then the float is settled by the time we get down to that hemp. By just putting a bed down there and having an area where we can hold the fish, that float's just going to go over that hemp, and then maggots are just going to flow through. Best of luck, mate, have a good day. So there we go, just into the first one of the day, just speaking to somebody on the bank. They're walking up, and just good to get a bite, but you can see there just how clear the water is. Good to get a bite. Ice cold as always, a little tiny perch. So it's been quite a slow start to the session after that perch. We just hooked into the second fish of the day. It feels a decent one. On a day like today where it's so cold, it's just good to be getting a few bites. And that fish is like a block of ice, but the one thing you'd always get when the river is clear is those beautiful colours. And we know there's some nice perch in here, so hopefully if there's 1 or 2 of them about, we can get into them today. But that fish is ice cold, and hopefully if we just keep going down that line, we can begin to build a bit of an area and get the bites around about here where we can get a few fish. There we go, there's the second fish of the day. I don't know what this one is because it just jumped straight out of the water, and I think we might have struck a little bit hard there. He come out the water, but just getting used to this reel really and getting the drag right. But again, what a beautiful perch that is. There's another one. This is gonna test the reel because it hasn't got a drag on it, it's got a back wind, so this is a decent fish, this. It's come right on them maggots, this one. This is always my concern with closed face reels, is when you hook a decent fish. As you can see there, we've got a nice bend in the rod. I'm just going to take my time and hopefully we can get him in. It's come straight on them maggots, so really hoping to get it in. And look at that for a lovely perch. Just makes the effort worthwhile, getting up, getting out there in the dark and getting on the bank. And as you can see there, the beautiful colours that you get when the water is clear. I say, knew it was going to be hard today, and that could well be the fish of the day. And it's lovely perch, straight back. Let's get back out there. So as you can probably hear on the mic, that wind is good for fishing because it's upstream, but bad for filming. But again, a beautiful perch. Just coming where that hemp's landed in them maggots. And who knows, like I always say on the river, anything can change at any moment. You just never know. And although we've not had loads of bites, there's been a bit of quality. We've had that lovely perch and those beautiful little perch. It's really good to be getting a dace because, like I say, where there's one, there's normally more. And they are a bit more consistent than them perch. So the perch can come and go, but a shoulder dace is a good sign. And that's why I love dace so much. Even on the hardest of the days, you can always pick up one or two. And that's in absolutely mint condition. Conditions are just slowly getting worse. That wind's getting up. A bit of rain in it now. And we're just connected with another one of those perch. Just coming closer in now, just to try and control the float a bit more. And it's definitely a little shoal of these perch down there today. Put up a great little fight on that long rod. But what lovely colours. And in between the perch, the ever-present dace. And the beauty of rivers and dace is they can just appear at any moment. And with that, you can catch Mr. Chub. And that's just the curse of YouTube, isn't it? So sometimes on the channel you hear me say about how it goes well for YouTube. And that was just an example of when it goes a bit wrong. But great to be getting chub as well as the other species today. Beauty of rivers, from perch to dace and now to chub. The ever-changing swim on a river is part of the joy. And this afternoon is a bitterly cold wind coming upstream. Even the ducks, they're getting off. But yeah, how that guy down there is stood in the river, I don't know. He must be absolutely freezing because he's been stood there for about 5 hours. And it is bitterly cold today. This afternoon the temperature really has dropped. And bites have been just a little bit hard to come by. The fish have come in and then they've left, and then they say we just had that perch. And now that looks like a little one of those chublets again. And a lot of the time when we come up here, the nets are dace nets and roach nets. So it is good today that the net has been so varied. Now we've had chub, we've had dace, we've had perch. That's a lovely chublet, just coming under my feet, just over that hemp. It's back to the billies, and all the same size, and in the same condition. And they must be from the same year class maybe. But just good towards the end of the session to be getting one or two more bites. Just had to be a perch, didn't it, to end the session on. You can see there a bit of damage to it, whether it's a cormorant or a pike, not sure. But yeah, of all the fish that we were going to end the session with, it was going to be a perch, wasn't it? Let's have a look at that final net and see how we've done. Right, so the video does come to an end there now. And as you can see on screen now, we managed to get a couple of bites and that lovely perch on a really hard day on the bank. So a week or two earlier, we were back on the banks of the River Ribble. This time, plenty more water in and colour, as you can see on screen now. Tactics on the session were similar to the one that you've just seen, feeding maggots and using my cordon glide and those new fine liner floats. So after catching them small little fish, eventually the rod's buried with a much better one. It's come right on that slack that we were talking about, you know, that's going to give you that option of holding fish. Like I say, you've got that rapid water there, but just on this inside in that slack hooked a much better fish, and it looks like a perch. Proving that the effort of getting out on a cold day where the river isn't ideal, you know, for trotting, can have some results, and that makes the effort this morning more than worthwhile. Feeding the maggots, it wasn't too long before a number of those perch were on the bank, and as you can see on screen now, some lovely specimens graced the bank on those sessions. The one thing that today's vlog does show is how important colour is. When the waters are low and clear, them fish just won't stay in that shallow water. All that remains now is to wish us all tight lines in your own fishing. If you have enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch us all next week. Tight line.